right, you guys, welcome to another episode of Results Over Reasons. We have a very special guest for you guys here today. We got the one and only Shannon Davey in the house with us. How you doing today, Shannon?
Often imitated, never duplicated.
I love that, you guys. I love that, Shannon. For everybody that's out there, this is your first time joining us, you've never heard of Shannon Davey, I want to let you guys know that this is one of the biggest hearts and biggest smiles there is in this business. And, he's a trusted power partner. We trust in him more than, most people in this industry. And we want to be able to highlight just kind of some of the things that Shannon has personally done in his business since he's gotten into the industry to demonstrate his will to succeed and never give up. So Shannon, I appreciate you joining us here today. I really kind of want to start off everything by you just kind of introducing yourself and kind of talking about how you got into the business, how you found Final Expense, and, kind of where you're at today.
Well, Jamal and Rita, I really appreciate the opportunity to be on Results. What is it?
Results over reasons.
Results over reasons. That's the first time I heard that, man. So Results over reasons. But no, I appreciate the opportunity to come on here and share my story and sow into, other people's lives that are, getting into the senior market. So let's see, my story. I was 25 years old. Just found out that my wife, we were married for a few months, and she tells me that she's pregnant. And I think about the things that cross my mind are baby food, diapers, and I don't have a job. So, we had just moved back from Florida, and when my wife told me that we were pregnant, and so I told myself, that I had 9 months to figure something out. And I mean, I kid you not, guys, I grabbed some cleaning products, a vacuum, a hose, a electric cord. I literally made up a script, and I was going door to door selling detailed car washes until I got like a job. And I did that for like about a month. And then I got a job at Walmart at the distribution center. And, I just remember just thinking, God, Walmart is not my final destination. I know that there's greater things, in me to do. And then I was at a buddy's wedding, and I answered an ad in the paper that said they were looking for somebody to take over their business. And they said, if you're well dressed and well spoken, I'll train you and train you well, and I'll pay you and pay you well. If you can handle $3,000 to $4,000 a month, give me a call. And I literally looked at my wife and I said, honey, look, $3,000 to $4,000 a month. I go, and I could be anybody this guy trains me to be. So I call him up, I go to the interview, and the guy gives me a presentation on insurance and insurance sales and even, about how insurance is recession proof, because even through the Great Depression, people still paid their insurance premiums. And so I never really thought about selling insurance, but then he mentioned the magical word renewals. And I understood about, leveraging your time, and I understood about passive income. And so, the renewals was the hot spot for me to be able to generate that time freedom that and that lifestyle that I long to have with my family. Because guys, I'll be honest with you, I'm 49 years young, and I'm still like just a big kid. I like to play. I like to have fun. I like to hang out. I don't like to go to work, but you got to work hard, to play hard. And I know that, nothing worth having comes easy. And so, you have, we have to get out there and we have to do what we have to do. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it now, but as a young 25, 26-year-old, I still like to play. But anyway, so I, got my insurance license, and I was selling cancer policies. We were going door to door into businesses. That's what I was trained to do. And we would walk down the street. We would walk into a business. And let's say if Rita was, standing there, I'd walk up to Rita and I'd say, "Hey, are you the owner?" And no matter what Rita said, if he said, "Yeah, I'm the owner," I go, "Great. I thought you were." Did you know that 1 out of every 3 people are going to get cancer? And I would go right into my spiel. Now, if Rita told me, "No, man, I'm the manager," I'd go, "You look like you could be the owner. Did you know that 1 out of every 3 people are going to get cancer?" And so the business model for this setup was to give 20 to 25 presentations a day, full presentations, and that means that you got premiums, you got choices, and that was you went through the entire presentation, and we had to ask them a minimum of 5 times to buy, and so that's how I cut my teeth. And about after, I would say, a month, I was the last man standing in our class of 36, because they trained 36 brand new agents every month. And so they say about 1 or 2 of them, of us are going to make it. And I remember getting the call and the trainer telling me that everybody else in the class that I was with, the 36 people, they all quit. And so he's like, "Look, you're doing a great job. We want to make you a manager." And I was planning on moving to Austin. And then I had a buddy call me, and we were in some network marketing, Amway together and back in the day. And he says, "Shannon, what are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm selling insurance." And he goes, "Me too." He goes, he says, I said, I'm about to be a manager. I'm going from 30% to 35. He goes, "I'm already a manager. We start our agents out at 50% and we got leads." And I'm very ignorant in the business. I'm so green. I go, "What's a lead?" And he goes, "Oh, Shannon," he goes, "We mail out these postcards to senior citizens that they talk about life insurance and Social Security death benefit and funeral cost, and everybody's going to die someday. And if the senior's interested, they fill out the card, they check a box of how much life insurance they want, they mail them back in, and then we go sign them up." I go, "Dude, you're kidding me." I go, "People actually request insurance?" Hold on 1 second. I'm on a call, honey. I'm sorry. I'm okay. All right. Okay, ask Jaren. All right. Sorry about that, guys. But anyways, yeah, man, I was blown away. I was like, people actually request insurance, and then I made the connection that everybody's going to die someday. Not everybody's going to get cancer, praise God, and so I hung up with him, and then I called my manager, Doris Horn was her name, or is her name. I don't know what she's doing, but and I call her up and I go, "Doris, I quit." And she's like, "What? I go, "Yeah, I quit." I go, "I'm going to go sell life insurance. Everybody's going to die someday and they got leads." And she's like, but we're about to make you a manager." And I go, "No." I go, "I'm going to go sell life insurance." I go, "Everybody's going to die someday and they got leads." And so what's crazy, Jamal, is I didn't even vet it. I mean, I didn't even vet it out. I literally just jumped in, quit what I was doing, and I went to go sell life insurance. And I remember meeting this gentleman by the name of Scott Riddle, and he's in Waco, Texas. He's the largest IMO for American Amicable. He's part of the Integrity Marketing Group. And matter of fact, I spoke to him earlier today. I mean, I don't know how old he is.
He's a very good guy.
But yeah. And so we still talk all the time. I mean, I'm still doing business with him. But anyways, I went to go meet Scott, and And you know what? He gave me leads. He gave me brochures. He gave me applications. And he said, go get them.
Hmm.
And again, I'm very, very green in the business. And when I went to work for TLC to do the supplemental policies, I went through a week-long training, stayed in a hotel. There was 36 other people in that class, or 35. And we had to learn a 5-page script word for word. We got a 3-ring binder filled with rebuttals, filled with role playing ideas to, because and the reason we had to do this is because it was with the I'm sorry, I'm having a Joe Biden moment. Sorry about that. But with the cancer policies, it was normally the husband and wife weren't together. So it was a tough sale. And we did a lot of role playing. We did a lot of rebuttals when they told us no. And so I'm expecting to get trained. I thought that all insurance agencies are created equal and they all put you through some type of training. And so Scott, he gives me the leads, the brochures, the application, says go get them. And I said, Scott, I go, what do I say?
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
goes,
that's true, Shannon.
what do I say? What do I say? And he goes, what do you mean? What do you say? You sell it. I go, okay, well, how do I sell it? He goes, you sell peace of mind, boy. Don't you know nothing? And I go, okay, well, do you have a script or something to teach me what to say? And, he gets on his intercom to Jackie Huggins, and Jackie Huggins, he says, Jackie, we got a script to teach agents how to sell. And she gets on her intercom and she goes, no, Scott, everybody you hire already knows how to sell.
See, that's the issue. I remember when I started in this business, my upline, he says, these are the applications, go sell. I'm like, sell what? Well, sell life insurance. Well, I've never sold life insurance. He's like, no, you guys just go and just fill out. When it says first name, last name, date, or just fill out that form. I'm like, I know how to fill up the form. I need to know why I'm filling up that form. What am I selling? I swear to God. I mean, he was like, I don't even know how he was an upline, but he's like, just go ahead and sell. I'm like, I had to spend hours and hours and hours on the internet to learn what is final expense, to learn what is standard, what is graded, what is modified. I knew nothing. So let me go ask you this question, Shannon, if I may. You said you were 1 out of 36 who stood tall at the end. The issue we see with a lot of agents today is that a lot of them are struggling, a lot of them give up. What is the one thing that made you keep going, excluding you guys expecting a baby, the diapers and work? There must have been something in you that said that I have to stick to it. I have to get this done.
Well, that's a great question, Rita. And I believe that it was the training that I got from the very beginning of doing the numbers. And, to give 20 to 25 presentations a day, going door to door, and knowing that at the end of the day, this is just a numbers game. The more people that I got in front of and asked to buy the insurance and gave them choices, the more people bought. And so I know that if I did 20 to 25 presentations a day, that somewhere in there I was going to get 2 to 3 applications. So it was just all about the numbers. So when I got leads, and I was getting 25 to 30 leads a week, it was very easy or simple for me to go get in front of all 25 to 30 people that week. And I just would chase them down. And I think one of the other things that kept me going was finding peace in the process. And that peace that I found was looking somebody in the eye with the card in my hand going, what was your main concern? what were you thinking about when you filled out the card? I just thought if I can just look 20 or 35, 25 to 30 people a week in the eye and ask them that simple question, then I had a good chance of helping them get insurance and having peace of mind. And so, that's, that I would say that would be, probably the two top things that kept me going, in the business, just going through the process.
And
Now,
that's great. Sorry, Jamal. I
yeah,
just
go
have a
ahead,
very
Rita.
quick follow up because I know that a lot of people will be watching this, and a lot of them are struggling. A lot of them, they are new in a business. I know that we are all successful. Most of us have wrote over, $250,000 a year. Now, tell us a little bit, Shannon, how much you struggled at the beginning, because people, they see my numbers now, but they don't understand when I started. I was horrible. I couldn't sell an ice to an Eskimo. I mean, I couldn't even give away life insurance. I mean, I was like scared, nervous. Let everybody who is listening to us and watching us right now understand, like, how much were you struggling when it comes to being nervous, being scared? Not the man that you are today, the man that you were the first week when you went out to sell.
My dad always said I could talk the leaves off a tree, and I just never really had a problem, with, or being scared just, having, just being intimidated. So, I've just always kind of been like the, you know, light of, around in the family and always making the loudest noise. And so it was just natural for me, you know? So, I mean, I would have to say that, for agents that are struggling in the beginning, it's because they're not going to work. It's just, that's the simplicity of it. They didn't take the time to learn the product. They didn't take the time to learn the application and how to fill out the application, how to calculate the premiums. I mean, back in the day before, we have all these calculating apps that do it for us. We had a little calculator and we had to hand calculate the rates. And, and so, agents, they just wouldn't take the time. So they were unprepared. And along with being unprepared, comes insecurities, self-doubt. They get a couple of bloody noses, and next thing you know, they run home licking their wounds. So you just, I think it's just the foundation of their training, and then making sure that they understand that it's their own business, and that they have to take the time to learn their business. And if they're not willing to take the time, then they're wasting time.
So I got a quick follow-up question to that, Shannon, because, a lot of agents, the one thing that I think is extremely powerful about agents that come in with no experience, they don't understand the business, they have no experience whatsoever, is when they come into this business, they have no bad habits. That's the best thing that I've ever found about people that come into the industry or the business that haven't ever done this before, is they don't actually come in with that tainted mentality or those bad habits that hinder them from being able to learn new things that take them to that place where they're trying to go. Now, my question for you, Shannon, is what type of foundational skills do you think people typically come in the business with versus the foundational skills that people have to learn? Because I feel like some people have an innate ability to sell, or not, let me not say sell, influence. Okay, some people have an innate ability to influence, but what are some of those other complementing skills that people come into the business and acquire that really allow them to take their businesses to the next level?
Well, let me follow up with what you said, because you hit the hammer on the nail about, new blood coming in the business that don't have bad habits. So there was a company called Freedom, I think Freedom Life. They operate also under U.S. Health Advisors.
Yeah.
And they did a study on all the business that they've done, and the best business with the best placement and persistency came from the green peas, not from the people that already had their license, not from the people that had the bad habits. the people that didn't know any better. So they did exactly what they were trained to do. And, we have a saying, you don't sell what you don't show. So, you know, you got to learn, to make sure that you give the agents that foundation, uh, and make sure that they understand, like when I was in that very first part of that business, we had all kinds of riders that we could offer. And I offered everybody the riders, no matter what. I gave them the choice, to get them. So anyway, so I just wanted to follow up with that. Now you said skills. Let me say this, is that, give me desire over talent any day.
Mm. Say that one more time. Say that
give
one
me
more time.
give me desire over talent any day. I will take desire. You could have somebody that can sell ice to an Eskimo like me. I can sell ice to an Eskimo, okay? Because it's all about perspective, okay? Yeah, you can go get the ice out your front door, sure. But we traveled to the furthest regions of the North Pole. We dug down deep and we got ice that's been compacted for millions of years.
Yes, sir.
So,
Preach.
so do you want your igloo made with yesterday's ice, or
No,
ice that's
sir.
been compacted for a million years?
Yes, sir.
How many cubes do you want? 5 or 10?
Mm. And
No. So
no, Shannon,
So
that's true. Yeah, I mean, you can sense like the passion in what you say. And I mean, we've been in this business for a long time. That's missing a little bit in this newcomers. It's just missing. I mean, I was talking to an agent. I said, I'll tell you something, this industry, the easier it's getting, the lazier the agents are getting. Everything is so given to them. They're not working hard to go grab it. And when we talk about stuff like this, we have passion. We want to go. They are pulled back. They are a little bit pulled back. And Shannon, they are not giving it all. They want to get the leads, and then they want to close the first 10 people they call. They make 20 grand a month, and now they're gonna go spend $15,000 a month. I was talking to an agent. His goal was to do 30 grand. Some of our good elite agents, like Heather and everybody else. And then I'm like, hey, buddy, did you put money aside for the leads? He goes, oh, no, I just go grab my Ford Mustang. I'm like, you bought a Mustang? He's like, yeah. I'm like, bro, why? I mean, I said, you should never buy a Mustang or any expensive car unless you have made at least 20, 30 grand for 6 months. Because now you know how to do it. Writing it in 1 month, it could be a fluke. You must have had the drive, ton of great leads. If you can address this, Shannon, I mean, you have a lot of agents in your agency. We have a lot of agents in our agency. People are kind of alike. How do you get into those who just don't have it? They want to work. They want to make the money. They love the program. They love the leads. They don't have that oomph. And the more we try to put in the oomph, the more they go out and sleep. You talk to every IMO, they tell you the same thing. People are not working these days. Like, how do you address that?
Well, again, it goes back to desire to be successful, in the business, or just successful in life. I think that some of the back to some of what Jamal was asking about, as far as some of the skills that you attain, especially like out in the field. I would never have a new agent pound the phone, because they're going to burn leads. And so I want the new agent to go, map out their leads and go door to door and knock, smile, eye contact. And I'd like for them to sharpen their skills at the door, while they have a fighting chance, versus over the phone, where, they can just get hung up on. And as long as you're looking people in the eye and smiling, and they're still looking at you and they're still talking, you still have a chance. And And I remember, like, it's not that I don't care, you know, what I would say, but I would say some crazy things to get in the door.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and
You
you know,
don't
I
know
would tell him,
crazy, Shannon. You don't
yeah.
know crazy. Rita will say some crazy
You
stuff.
don't know what crazy is, Shannon. I'm in the East Coast. I got Jamal knows my stories when he used to work with me. I used to
Yeah.
call him. I used to call him from the car. I'd be like, Jamal, like this guy, like had the gun. So you know, it's like I want to remember Jamal. So I go and don't knock this guy. He opens the door with like a gun in his hand. He's like, "What you want?" I'm like, "I sell bullets." He said, "What do you do?" I said, "I sell bullets." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "We have a gun. Was it a 45?" He goes, "No, it's an 8 mm." I said, "Oh, I sell bullets." He said, "You do?" I said, "Head no." I said, I said, "A life insurance." I said, "Don't shoot, brother." he's like, "Do you really sell life insurance?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I said, "Don't show up with a gun." I said, you know, I said, "I got a 45 on me right now." He goes, "You do?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Let me come in and show it to you." I go inside the house. I sit with the guy. He has like 2 or 3 German shepherds, like, you know, this veteran guy. So he goes, "Show me your 45. So I grab my phone. I go right away, Google, you know, like Colt 45, and I show him a gun. He said, "Oh, that's a great gun." I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you always open the door with your gun?" He said, "Well, yeah, since I got divorced, yeah, I always do."
Oh goodness. Oh
And
my
I
goodness,
still
man.
told him, like, I called Jamal. I'm like, "Jamal, the guy put the gun on me." He said, "Rita, did you sell him life insurance?" I'm like, "Of course I did." He said, "Go to the next one."
Oh,
Oh,
man.
That's
that's funny. That's
that's the
funny.
great that's the greatness about, you know, field sales, because I mean, I made most of my money on field sales. Jamal knows, you know, I
Hold
mean,
on, Rita. So let's talk about that, man. So, I
yeah,
mean, Shannon, what we kind of wanted to talk about was kind of in this post-COVID world, you know, kind of how you've adapted, how your agency have adapted, how your agents have adapted, how you've adapted, you know, because, excuse me, you mentioned that you wouldn't start agents off over the phone. And I'm extremely curious to understand how it was recruiting agents to go into the field when COVID was at its peak. There was a ton of hysteria around. Everybody was scared. There was a concern. I know I was actually very hesitant to sending anybody to go to any type of senior houses, but
yeah.
you've been able to thrive during COVID going face to face. So can you talk about that?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So, you know, just like everybody else, the world shut down, and, you know, we all started, you know, looking at, you know, the phone sales. And, you know, I've sold over the phone in the past. You know, I'm not scared to sell over the phone. You know, I'm not, I like the outside sales. I like getting out there. I like getting in front of people, like looking them in the eyes, and, you know, just really connecting with them. Not that you can't do that over the phone, you know, but person to person, you know, it's just a little bit
It's
more
different.
special.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. So, you know, I was pounding the phone all month of April. I didn't purchase any live transfers because I just, you know, I wanted to like sharpen my sword on the old leads. And so I did that for about 3 weeks, probably talked to 20 or 25 people, and wrote like 6 applications. And so just, you know, a little bit of a, you know, little bit of a learning, you know, curve as far as doing the, you know, telesales, not selling it, but, you know, doing the applications and the phone interviews and stuff like that for the certain companies that the people were qualifying for. And I just you know, I was actually training a new agent at that time. and she made a remark. She goes, "Why don't we just go out and see these people?" And I was like, you know, I said, I would like to. I said, that's where I feel comfortable. I think we could really do good. And so she, you know, we had another agent that had like wrote $9,000 that week, and he was on the conference call, and he just said, he goes, "Guys," he goes, "I'm still going out there." He goes, I carry my mask with me. and I got it in my hand, and I don't, I stand, 10 feet or so away from the door. After I knock, I back up, and, they open the door, and I'm just like, hey, I'm Shannon Davey, and I just came by to visit with you about this postcard that we received in the mail from your address. The card was actually addressed to you, and, I got my mask. If you want me to put my mask on, I will, but may I please come in and sit down? And so I was like, you know what? I go, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take my mask with me to the door and do my normal thing. So there was about 160 leads still in inventory. And so I went ahead and I, purchased the leads and, went out. And that week, I kid you not, this is the last week of April. I wrote, I think I wrote over 12,000 in annualized premium that week. And so I was just like, COVID, what? Corona, who? I was like, dude, you know what? It was almost like, how you could drive the roads and nobody is really on the roads, not even the police. And it's like that right now with Final Expense. There aren't any agents out there.
Go as fast as you want.
Man.
You go as fast as you want, dude. I'm doing the cannonball run for Final Expense right now, baby.
Wow, Shannon, that's
So
a
it's just
valuable
like,
perspective.
let me tell you guys real quick, okay? I don't have to be in the field. I choose to be in the field. If I wanted to, I could just sit in the office and recruit and collect overrides. But I just, I had this vision of just getting back in the field, getting all set up with the iPad, getting the e-apps and all that stuff ready. And, and then leading from the front. And so I actually started, to do that right before the lockdown. And so I went and I told my wife, I said, look, I said, I'm going to purchase some leads. And I said, I want to show agents, how to, invest their money in leads, and then how to make sure that they keep their leads paid, that they pay their bills and everything. And so I took $4,000 and I opened up a brand new bank account. And out with this $4,000, I was going to purchase leads, and I was going to put, all my personal sales, all the commissions were going to go in that bank account. And so that actually started the last week of April. And so from that $4,000, that bank account is now past $45,000. And I'm paying all my gas from that account. I'm paying all my leads from that account. I'm not.
So
Yeah,
Shannon,
I'm paying my assistant out. I'm paying both my assistants out of that account. Okay. Now I'm not paying my house payment, or, car payments. I'm just, I'm just paying, my lead bill and my other, and my two assistants. And so since April, the end of April, let's just say the first week of May, let's see, that's May. Let's see, May. Let's see, what do we got? June, July, August, and here we are, September. So 4 months. In 4 months, even after paying all those bills, I got like over $45,000 in that bank account.
So, I mean, Shannon, I want to unpack that a little bit more, because one thing that I'm extremely curious about is, what are some of the money management habits that you have to make sure that you're running a profitable business, you're reinvesting back into the business? So that way agents out there that are listening, that are thinking about getting started, that $4,000 might be a little heavy for some people to be able to start off with. Not everybody's spending that every single week on leads. I definitely recommend the more you put in, the more you get out. And I think you kind of have that same mindset. But, can you kind of give agents an idea of the philosophy that you teach in terms of, how many leads you should necessarily buy, how much you should reinvest from your profits back into leads, how you should actually designate what is actually going to be allocated for reserves, all that type of stuff. So how do you go about managing money within your agency, and how do you train your agents on that stuff?
Well, I mean, the simplicity part of it is to make sure you got more coming in than you got going out. And then, discipline, not buying, a, Mustang after you have a $20,000 month.
Absolutely.
In life, Jamal, we all experience pain, right? Okay. Just different types of pain, but everybody is either going to experience the pain of discipline or the pain of regret.
Oh, say that again.
Okay.
Say that again one more time.
In life, we all experience pain. You either are going to experience the pain of discipline or you're going to experience the pain of regret. And so, I encourage all new producers coming on to not change anything. If you're leaving a job that you're making $2,000 a month and you're able to cover your nut with that $2,000, and then all of a sudden you come into the insurance business and you're making $2,000 a week, don't make any changes. Don't make any big purchases. Live that lifestyle and keep your bills, at the $2,000, a month, and just keep your head down for an entire year. And make sure that you take 50% of every commission and stick it, into another account. And out of that account, you're just going to save. And then, you pay your regular bills, and then you continue to purchase leads, because the leads are the blood flow of the business. And as soon as those leads come in, go to work, and don't, you have to hit it. You have to get in front of those people, like, with a sense of urgency, not a sense of desperation. Okay. But a sense of urgency, because they took the time to fill out that card. They took the time to take it to the mailbox. And so I feel that I'm obligated to get in front of them as soon as possible. Even, just chase them down, So I like I said, I just encourage the agents not to make any big purchases, to save money. Don't go on any crazy vacations. Because at your other job, you probably aren't going on any crazy vacations. At your other job, you're not buying a $50,000 Mustang, and I tell them, I say, look, that's the quickest way out of this business. I said, because as soon as you start, making big purchases, and then, you maybe you have a bad week or something like that. And then next thing you know, that desperation comes in, and
Yes.
and then they go out and they get in front of the clients, and let me tell you, people are born to receive. We can pick up on people's attitudes and stuff like that. Even if we don't know it, we're picking up subconsciously. We're picking up on the way other people present themselves. And if I show up at the door and I have desperation going on in my mind, well, I can try to hide that, but eventually that desperation is going to come out.
People feel that, yeah, for sure.
People feel it, and then they don't know why they don't like you, but they just don't like you.
Yeah.
They don't know why
Yeah.
they don't want to do business with you, but they just don't want to do business with you.
Yeah, and
and they tell you no.
I see a lot of agents right now. Maybe, I mean, as you can see, we have a lot of agents, and I talk to a ton of agents, because we do the webinars and, we advertising and everything. And a lot of them are living this dream that they're going to join this, this field, and then start making $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a week. And then hopefully they don't understand that this is a business where you're going to have struggle, you're going to struggle. You need to invest in your leads, not once a month, every week. And you're not going to close all of your leads. Some of them stays in the inventory. Some of them you're not going to close. They don't understand the closing ratio. You talk to agents and I ask them, what's your CPA? He said, oh, the guy who does my taxes. I'm like, no, your CPA. Like, they don't know what CPA is. So you see a lot of people selling dreams. You see a lot of companies giving like, high comp, come and work with me. I'll give you 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170. It's like,
200%.
Yeah, 200%. I swear to God, as if, they're selling a cow or something. 120, 125, 130, 135, 140. And then the agents, they get into this business with the high comp and they're broke. I have people calling me, Jamal knows, and they be like, hey, I want you to give me 130. I'm like, no, I'm not going to give you 130. Hell no. How much did you sell? Well, I sold like 9,000. Wow, that's not bad. 9,000 a week? No, 9,000 a month. 9,000 a month at one. I'm like, this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong with this industry. I swear to God, it's like, agents, they don't want to spend money on leads. And the truth has to be told. Like when we do our morning call, I tell my agents, excuse me for what I'm going to say. If your name is not on the leaderboard, go work somewhere else. Not in the insurance business. Go somewhere else because you don't have the heart for this business. How can someone makes 200,000 and someone cannot make 20,000? What's the difference? It's drive. It's will. It's ego. Like I want to be the best at what I'm doing. So, Shannon, talk a little bit about the different types of agents that you have, and then those who are doing so well, would they reach out something? Those who are not doing well enough, try to help them because every IMO has the same problem. Laziness. Everyone.
Yeah. Well, I think that's everywhere, you go. But Rita, the different types of agents out there. You have agents that they go and they get the job done. And then you have agents that are complainers. Everything else, everything is everything that's wrong. It's not their fault. It's somebody else's. It's the leads. They're too old. They won't let me in. They're too far apart. I don't have the gas money to drive around. It's whatever. It's just an excuse for them not to go to work. So that there's just I think there's just two types of agents: the ones that get it done and the ones that are just taking up room. The ones that need to get off the train, like what you said.
Yeah,
either. Let me say this: the insurance business will not work for you until you decide to work for it.
That's very true. Very true. I call them the doers. Shannon, I'll call them the doers and the doomers.
That's good, Rita. I like that. The doer and the doomers. Yeah.
Because
so there was two.
Go ahead, sir.
There was two agents that came on board a while back. One of them here in San Antonio, another one in California. They actually knew each other. The one in California referred the one in San Antonio to come work with us. Both of them got their leads at the same time. They both went through the training. And unbeknownst to each other, both of them called me and they asked me the same question. Why do agents fail? I said, because they don't go to work. They simply do not go to work. They don't see the leads. They start making a preconceived, in other words, they start answering for the lead itself. They look at the lead. Nah, this person ain't going to buy, and before you know it, they're off doing something else. So both of them told me that they were going to go see every single one of their leads. And by Wednesday, I got a call, right? I checked in with Mike out of California, and he was singing the Final Expense Blues. These leads are too far apart. Nobody's interested. Everybody already has insurance. I'm showing up at the door, and I'm like, well, you sent this card in for the life insurance. And I'm just like, dude, you're doing everything that we, told you not to do. And of course that guy didn't last. He was done. Thursday morning, I get a phone call from the guy in San Antonio. He's actually working up in Austin, and he's just screaming. He's like, I'm already at $7,800 in annualized premium, and he's just on fire. And he wrote over $10,000 his first week. The guy continually writes 30 plus thousand every single month. And and that's been since 2011 when he came back in 2011. And
Shannon,
so
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I got one question. Were these
yes,
guys that were already licensed, or were they green?
brand new,
Both of
brand
them.
new to the both of them, brand new to the business, brand new. Yeah.
And what do you think was the difference? Was it a matter of being in proximity? Because you had one agent that was out of state for you because you're located in San Antonio, and then you had one agent that was close in the vicinity. Do you think that kind of that osmosis of the environment made an impact of knowing that you're readily available and you're close by? Do you think that made an impact?
No, not at all. Because the gentleman that wrote the 7,500, he didn't even answer my calls, and he didn't even call me back until Thursday, because he was working, because he didn't have time, and so he said that night before, the Wednesday night, that he actually went by this one lady's house 7 times in one day. And he heard a little yapper in the in behind the door, so he knew that somebody was going to have to be home at some time to feed that yapper. And so it was 9. He said it was like 9:30, and he was driving home, or he was about to drive home, and then that lady popped in home, and he had a choice to make: either go on home or go by that lady's house one more time. And when he drove up, there was a car in the driveway. The light was on. He'd actually left his card earlier, on the door. And she opened the door and she goes, "Are you the insurance man?" And he goes, "Yes, I am." She goes, "Oh, thank God. Because I've been trying to purchase life insurance for 2 months, but nobody wants to work with my schedule. I don't even get off till 9 at night, and I don't even get home till about 9:30, 9:45." And she goes, "And nobody wants to come over and work with me." So that's the difference. That's the difference right there.
That is the difference.
So,
and that's the difference. Even weekends, Shannon, every weekends, like I remember when I broke my record, I was working 7 days a week. I had my kids, my wife, bills. I was working 7 days a week, but I knew I'm not gonna do it more than 90 days. I had the number in mind. I said I gotta work. Now, not only nobody works weekends anymore, even during the week, we see agents on a dialer for 3 hours, 2 hours, 5 hours. And then we have our morning call, and you hear this guy made, 18,000, this guy made 17,000. And then the person who made 2,000 is like, how come they're making that much money? They worked. They worked. They went to work. Yeah. They sat on that dialer and they called. They were tired. They didn't spend time with their families. They worked. And that's the difference right now, because everybody's living this illusion, right, on Facebook. They show like cars, and I love it when I see guys with an airplane behind them, a Lamborghini, you see like a Bentley, you see like, I'm like, bro, like, don't live in the illusion, live in today, buy the leads, learn the system, work 5-6 days a week, save 40% of your money, put it aside, put 10% or 20% to the leads, and keep growing, because you don't know what's going to happen, a month from now, 2 months from now. But I see a huge difference. I remember like even 5 years ago, it was different. Right now, there is just too much. I don't know how this. Well,
Fluff.
I just
Fluff,
too
Rita.
much fluff. Too much fluff. Too much fluff. It's like, I cannot sell this person. I call this person, and she says she already have life insurance. Okay, they have life. Great. And then what did you do? I don't know what to do. They have life insurance. Do you know why your name is an insurance producer, not an insurance agent? You produce enough information to make them understand why yours is better, if it's better. I'm
That's
like,
good.
how old is their policy? I don't know. Well, what do you mean you don't know? What if they have a policy that's a month old and they are on guarantee issue and they can have like level coverage? What's their accidental death? I don't know. What if you can give them 30,000 instead of just the 15,000? You teach them this, and then a week later, it's the same problem. Well, this guy said he doesn't want to talk to me right now. He's busy, and he hung up. Okay, what else did you do? Nothing. He hung up. And I teach them, when somebody hang up, call again. As soon as they
Yep.
hang up, he picks up angry and just hang up on you. Yeah, I just want to make sure you're all right. I hope you're not stressed. My father had a heart attack. He was very stressed. I want to make sure you're okay. I'm going to call you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Have a blessed day. And please, please, please be calm. Just relax. I don't want anything to happen to you. God loves you. I'll call you tomorrow at 2, and hang up on them. You call them tomorrow, they'll freaking pick up. Because nobody has done this. You try to teach them this. They don't have what it takes, Shannon. It's like, I don't know. It's like the mold is missing. Right now, it's too much fluff. Even on the phone, it's like there's no passion. There's no compassion. It's like, even on a field, we go out there like hardcore guys. Like, we go and rough. We drive an hour here, an hour there. Right now, they want to have leads 5 miles from one another. Well, I have an agent who said, "Do you know that I had to drive 20 minutes to a house? 20
I'm
minutes?"
going. Listen, I'm scheduled to be. I live in San Antonio, and I'm scheduled to be in Houston. I dropped a bunch of leads out in Houston. They're coming in, and that's a 3.5 hour roll for me.
Yes, sir.
And I'm mapping the strategy out. My hotel, and getting all my expenses in order. In the Bible it says that no king should go to war without what's the word without calculating the cost. Okay, never go to war without calculating the cost, and that's something that we need to do. But when we order leads and we get out there, we need to put all that stuff, our hotel expenses, what we should are going to spend on gas, and then go out there and execute it. Most people don't plan on failing; they fail to plan. And
Yes, sir.
but at the end of the day, if you're going to go somewhere, you might as well go to work. But everybody, even the insurance companies, this past Friday, they were done. It's Friday. We're having a 4-day weekend. Well, I mean, I was still working on Friday. I was doing. I wrote like I think it was like 3 or 4 apps on Friday, and then what I was doing Saturday? Delivering policies.
Yeah.
Getting referrals. I got to tell you that there are the leads are returning at a higher percentage. We're closing at a higher percentage because of the pandemic. And matter of fact, I'm getting more referrals because it is on people's mind to get life insurance because of the current situation.
No doubt.
And I I just want to encourage, any agent that is allowed fear or worry or doubt to get a grip on them in this current, environment, to shake that off. Get out there, see the people, and watch the fruit of it. Watch, you're going to write business. You're going to get referrals, and because people are thinking about it. They need it. People are passing away out there, and people are realizing that, hey, wait a minute, I don't have insurance, or I don't have enough, or my sister needs some, and it's just like, it's like it's out there. We're just getting all this low hanging fruit because nobody else is, not many people are out there doing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, and a lot of them need to go out and work. Go ahead, Jamal.
No, I mean we ask those tough conversations that most people are scared to ask, and Shannon, you've had a wealth of experience in this business, and unfortunately, there is something that has to be said about kind of the way the industry is kind of structured right now. There's a lot of agents right now that are bouncing from home to home,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of instability there. And I want to talk to you about kind of how finding a home allowed you to grow your business in ways that was never possible before.
Finding a home. Well, I mean, I could say a lot about that, but I would definitely say alignment is key in this business. And, you could think things are going awesome, but, uh, you know, it's shark infested waters, Jamal. When you start
Yeah,
talking about IMOs, okay, it is shark infested waters out there.
true that.
And let me say this. I am surprised at we are in such a highly regulated industry. We have these state department of insurances. We're expected to operate with certain morals, values, ethics. Okay. But once you start getting into, IMOs, well, you might as well just say trap doors, because there's a lot of IMO trap doors out there that on the surface, the culture looks exciting. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
But once, it's that old, once you check in, you don't check out, type. And they're all buddy and they love you, but behind your back, they're always thinking about how they can cut you out.
that's
And
true.
so you have to be very careful. I've been doing this for 24 years. I know a lot of different people. I know that there are good IMOs in this business. There are good ethical people in this business. But sadly to say, Jamal, it's far and few between.
That's very true.
It's
That's very
far and
true.
few between, man. So yeah,
So
that's all
Shannon,
I
I
got to
mean,
say about that.
but let's talk about it though, Shannon. So what are some things that you would tell an agent are absolutely critical to look out for when identifying a home, finding an IMO? What are some things that you think are extremely
Mm.
important besides just alignment? Because alignment can be multiple different variations and iterations of different things. So what are things that you intuitively look for, or you would advise an agent to look for when trying to find somebody to align themselves with?
Well, as far as a new agent,
And speak to
I
both agents, a new agent as well as an experienced agent, kind of speak to both.
well, for a new agent, it would definitely have to be, the training aspect of it. The when you're talking to, the people, are you getting do you have peace in your heart, or do you have some unrest about, just, to follow your, your gut feeling about things. um you know Training is one, but, you know how are you, how are you really being treated, by, by the people? What are they really offering, to you? Where, are you able to grow your business? Do you own your block of business? Do you have to sign some, you know crazy long contract that basically, traps you in? If you, if your IMO feels that they have to put you under some type of lengthy contract that you can't understand, that you must have a lawyer, to really understand the wording in the contract, that, that may not be the best place for you to be, because it's not if they're going to invoke certain things on that contract, it's when. And so, if you're really coming in this business to put your, your hard-earned, your time and your sweat equity and just seeing these people, you don't want it to disappear on you, one day. And sadly, that's what happens, in this business. Veteran agents, I mean, they when you've been, listen, when final expense senior market, it's a big industry, but it's a small world, and everybody, after time, everybody gets to know everybody.
That's very true.
And
Very true. Yeah.
and so people make a name, for themselves, in this business. The Bible says everybody's known by their fruit. Well, that's the same thing, in this business. IMOs, check them out before you join them. Vet them. Look at their contracts. Do research on the internet. Look at any type of like rip-off report, or go to the insurance forums and see what's going on. With the type of stuff that they've done, and good or bad. I'm not just saying for bad, but I'm saying good or bad. Look at those things and then weigh it out, because Jamal, Rita, we are the commodity. The agents are the commodity.
Yes, sir.
Because very few and far between IMOs have actually got out there and done what we've done.
Yeah.
Hey, not only could they sell ice to an Eskimo, they couldn't even sell a book to their mama, and it just, and so they, in other words, they can't do this without us.
Yeah.
The insurance companies need us, because the president, the vice president, the underwriter, they're not going to go out and go through the things that we got to go through to bring that business in. They don't have it in them to do it. They don't even have it in them. They don't have the tenacity. They don't have the commitment. Okay. You want to know why? Because if they did that, they would be out here, because this is where the high risk is, and this is where the reward is. But at some point in their mind, they said, I can't do that, but please let me go in the home office and let me sit at a desk and let me earn my money. Let me trade my hours for dollars,
And you were saying the truth earlier, where I've seen a lot of my friends in the industry where they built like high agencies, $4, $5, $6 million, and then things changed. Like they were making way too much money and things changed. I mean, a friend of mine, he got he got the shock of his life, and Jamal knows what I'm talking about. I mean, the guy was writing, $600,000-$700,000 a month with his agency, and then boom, within a week he was out. Like I'm telling you, it's like something he built for 7 years. Now he had to find another home to get contracts, and this is not to scare people. It is the truth. It does happen. Like Shannon said, do your research, forums, just go to Facebook. Hey, I heard, I want to work with this company. Any good news, any bad news?
Rita, let me tell you, I had a gentleman that was coming to work with us, and he, was starting to move all his contracts, and, he kept saying that he's got to have growth. I got to have growth, man. I need I need growth, and he goes, I want to grow big. I want to grow fast. And I kept telling him, I'm like, look, but that's not the way. It's slow and steady growth, because you can, the Bible says to take time to know the state of your flocks, and your herds. And if you're growing so fast, that, you know, people are coming on and you're not really able to touch them and spend the type of time with them, you know, to help them. And they may be a good producer, they may write some good business, but, you know, if they figured out they're good, you know, and they don't have a relationship, boom, they're off to somebody else. And I told him, I said, I said, it just, you know, you can get in trouble that way, by growing too fast. And I was talking to him just the other day, hadn't talked to him in a long time. And because he took another deal with somebody else, he hopped over. The grass was greener on the other side. They promised him all this stuff, and he made a bunch of money. But he also told me 2 days ago when I was talking to him that he had to write a $300,000 check to get out of all of the debit balance roll-ups that hit him. He grew. I'm telling you what, he went over there, and yes, he grew. And on the surface, he was just, you know, as happy as they could be. And I was like, I was blown away. I was like, I go, that is some awesome growth. And I said, I'm, you know, it's, you know, I'm very proud of you. And I said, but, you know, just be careful with that. And so, yeah. And he said that, the one thing he's this is not a dummy. Okay.
Yeah.
He was very successful, you know, in his past career. And when he came over to the insurance business, he was successful. But he's smart though with his money. And the one thing that he didn't do was spend it all. And that's how he was able to write a $300,000 check to cover all those balances,
Yeah.
you know? So, you know, now he's a little bit humbled. His agency is not doing as much production, but he's got his arms on the agency and he's changed his tune, and he's not just recruiting everybody that can fog a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the issue with IMOs. You know, it's like, you know, mass recruiting, high contracts. They pick the, you know, 0.1% of whomever they hired. If they are right business, great. Everybody else. And for me, it's great. For me, I mean, agents call, like they call you, Shannon, and they're already trained. So I'm like to the other IMO, I said, thank you. Thank you for helping them, you know, doing what they do. Thank you for helping them get their licenses. Thank you for giving them at least a base. Thank you. I don't have to pay for it. But they come in broken. They come in with a bad taste in their mouth. I haven't wrote business for like, you know, the last 6 months. What can I do? I'm like, well, all you can do is start from scratch, start from zero. Everything you learned, throw it away. Let's start the training from the beginning and let's get going, either on the phone or on the field. But, you know, Shannon, we don't want to wait too much of your time. It's almost an hour and a half. The last question for you, Shannon. Anyone who is afraid to go out tomorrow and sell, please give them a message.
Gosh, man. Do the
I think he censored himself because he was saying something bad and he's a priest. I think Shannon cursed for the first time and we missed it.
No. My phone started to ring, so it cut everything off. But this is what I would tell the agents: do the thing you fear the most first, and the death of fear is certain. You know, so go to work. That's it. Just go see the people, get belly to belly, get back to basics, you know, practice your presentation before you go out. You know, not only just make sure you order leads, but get all your leads out on the table, organize them, and then go out there and just see the people.
Yes.
You know, just ask them, hey, you know, call all your old clients or all of your existing clients and just say, hey, how's everything going? Just want to check on you. You know, during this pandemic, do you need anything? Do you need any food? Do you need any canned food? You know, is there anything I can bring you? I'm working in your area, you know, and just get, in other words, get out of the harbor, so to speak. And, you know, and then from there, get your leads coming in, and count your presentations. Make it a goal to give. Don't make it a goal to make money. Okay, make it a goal to give 20 people a full presentation. If you will focus on the presentation, we know the numbers don't lie. Somebody is going to buy the insurance. The money is the byproduct of the presentations. And so if you'll just shake off the fear, make a plan, follow that plan, focus on just getting in front of the people, giving them presentations, looking them in the eye, smiling, finding out the reason why they filled out the card, seeing what they qualify for, giving them a choice, okay? And do that 20 times in 1 week. And then come talk to me about fear.
Yes, sir.
Then come talk to me about, I don't know if I want to get outside.
Yes,
prove it to yourself. And again, I just want to encourage everybody that if there was ever a time to get your butt in gear and get back out in the field, now's the time.
Yes,
because
sir.
There's nobody's on the road.
Yes, sir.
Nobody's on the road, man.
Everybody's afraid. The money's out there, and people out there, they need help. Go help them. They are so afraid of COVID, which is very true. I mean, it's much easier over the phone or on the field. It's out there. People are afraid. They are scared. They see people dying by the thousands. When you talk about life insurance now, they're, you know what I mean? That's something that could happen to me. So
exactly.
We can look at numbers of every IMO. Everyone, their numbers are up. Everyone is growing. Everyone is selling more. So, Shannon, I don't know how I can thank you for taking your time. Talking to you for 5 hours will be enough for Jamal and I to learn how to become good agents, but it would not be enough for new agents to learn how to become you. They will need to watch you for weeks and weeks and weeks. So from the bottom of my heart, thanks for taking time. We respect you, we admire you, we love you, we learn from you. So, I hope that this message will reach to someone. If we help one, we help all. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope this is, the first of so many to come.
Amen. Amen. Well, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm super impressed with you guys. The short time that you've been in the insurance business, and the company that you've built, what it is. I still can't fathom that Jamal's 25 years old. I'm having a hard time believing that, but congratulations for starting in this business so young. You'll be a monster very, very soon.
Yes, sir.
But anyways, and I really appreciate you guys. I thank you guys for having me on the call, and I'm open to any time.
Thank you so much, Shannon.
But Shannon, I do want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. Thank you so much for joining us today on Results Over Reasons. And I just want to let everybody know, Shannon, that you are a great man. And I'm so thankful since we've actually had the opportunity to meet, what you've done for us. You are a true power partner. And I want you to know that I see a very, very, very big future in store, not only for you, but for us as a relationship together. So I want to keep that alive. I want to thank you for that. And I just want to let everybody know, if there's anybody that could help you in this business, it's always good to know them. It's always good to connect with them. So Shannon, is there any way that you would recommend for people to connect with you offline that's listening to this?
Yeah, I mean, you can log on to finalexpensebootcamp.com. I'm on LinkedIn, Shannon Davey, Powerhouse Insurance. If somebody needs, if you need some love, if you feel down, if you need some encouragement, call me, 210-771-3754. I'll pick up the phone. Shoot me a text.
Yes, sir.
If you're down in the dirt, you need to be picked up, I'll pick you up, baby.
I appreciate that,
Shannon. But these days, Shannon, they'd be like, "What's love's got to do? With it? What love but the faking hand emotion?" We love you. We appreciate you. We need to do more of this. Jamal, thanks you for putting it together. You are the man. Like Shannon said, he cannot believe you are 25. But your smarts and your brains are the one of 150 years. I love you. I respect you. We are doing great things. So,
Amen.
you know, integration, motivation, whatever you guys need, Shannon is right here for you guys. He can definitely help you out. He's great to work with. He's with a great company. We work with one another. If you need more of his information, you can reach out to us or just call him directly. We thank you so much, Shannon. May God keep on blessing you.
All right, you too, guys. God bless you, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Shannon. Take care. Everybody have a fantastic rest of your day. And again, you guys, results over reasons. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Everybody have a fantastic, fantastic rest of your week. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. English.
Take care.